Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, one and only AI Legends, and yeah guys, today I am back with the next part of What If Naruto Was the Betrayed Emperor of the West? So yeah guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this series. Today I'm going to upload the next part of this series, so I hope that you guys enjoyed. And yeah guys, I have made a second channel by the name of AI Legends 2. I will put the link, you can say, of the video I have uploaded there, as that is the great series. I have uploaded the first part of that in my second channel, so I will put the link in the description below. Watch it as well as subscribe that channel as well. It does not have, you can say, so many subscribers at the moment, so yeah guys, support that channel as well. I will personally upload videos there as well. So yeah guys, without wasting any more of your time, let's start this video. And yeah guys, if you guys are new to this channel or if you guys have not subscribed yet, please guys do so. It will really help me a lot. So without wasting any more of your time, let's start our video. Last time we left off as we saw that how Naruto was literally banished from Konoha as they wanted to hunt him down so that they can finally make him into a weapon, while on the other hand the council wanted Naruto dead, as Tsunade was more than happy along with Jiraiya, as both of them hated Naruto to the core, as Jiraiya hated Naruto because Minato was like a son to him, and because of Naruto, Minato dies. He did not care if Naruto was the son of Minato. Only reason Minato was dead because of Naruto. If Naruto was not born, then the QB attack would not have happened, and then nothing like this would have happened, and Minato would be alive. That was the logic of Jiraiya, and Tsunade was on the same boat as well as disowning Naruto as her, you can say, godparent, saying that how Kushina was like a daughter to her, and it was because of Naruto the seal was broken. So putting all the blame on Naruto and finally banishing him, wanted to hunt him down. But then you can say several things happened, and yeah, as Naruto became finally the emperor of the West, after Naruto, you can say, simply went off, as all the other nations simply cut their allies, you can say, ties with Konoha, like wave country, snow country, tea country, vegetable country, and those type of countries who, you can say, were allied to Naruto simply cut off their alliance. But biggest blow was none other than Suna, who simply cut off their alliance. So you can say Hidden Leaf Village really got a blow from that, but they hated Naruto and saying that how it was because of the demon influence over these countries and they are going to purge them as those type of stupid things. But still, Konoha was really suffering, especially you can say the Fire Daniel on that. So yeah guys, and after you can say the other countries wage war against them, they finally decided to make an alliance with the newly formed Empire of the West, while on the other hand Danzo was already making plan how to, you can say, make the Emperor under his command so that he can rule the Empire, and then the other nations already making plans how he's going to use the Shisui's eye and things like that, while on the other hand they sent a team there as Kakashi, Asuma, Kuronai along with their teams simply went off along with, you can say, Guy team, but Guy did not went there as they finally arrived, as Kakashi was really surprised to hear that how the Uzumaki clan was there, as they were really angry about it, as well as the Uchiha clan, as Sasuke was making plans how he's going to prove his superiority to the you can say empire, and then they will make him the emperor. After all, he was an Uchiha elite, and those type of things, stupid things. And and for Sakura, she was also saying the same thing, how the emperor should hand over his throne to Sasuke-kun and things like that. So yeah guys, that was the last part. Let us start this video from here on. As Hayashi speak out, well, Lord Emperor, I would like to, you can say, sell this Hyuga of my clan to your empire. I'm pretty sure that she could be a great servant, as Naruto greeted his team among all the people of Konoha, as Hinata was the only one who actually was pretty nice to him, as well as when Naruto was about to leave, she was the only one who confesses her love for Naruto, but she had to stay in Konoha, as Naruto was pretty angry about it, as all of them were kneeling in front of him, so none of them were looking towards his face, so they did not knew that Naruto was the emperor, as Naruto simply said, well, in my empire, slavery is not allowed, along with the slaves, so, but of course we can do something, as he simply nodded at that, as he said, well, I cannot just give you alliance just because you are handing over your daughter to our empire, as he said, but of course, Lord Emperor, that is not the case. You can give us something of other importance, right? As Naruto simply nodded at that, as he said, alright. as he snapped his finger, and then, you can say, 3 bags of complete gold arrived as Ayashi's eyes started to shine with the gold as he had a smirk on his face. Finally, his useless of a daughter was you can say, of some use to the clan with this money, as Hyuga clan will truly be the strongest, as he smirked at that. While on the other hand, Sasuke was trying his best to look towards the Emperor, as not wanting to kneel in front of him. After all, he was an Uchiha elite, and he should be on the throne, not that so-called Emperor, and he will prove his superiority to the Empire, and then they will make him the Emperor as his rightful place, as he smirk at that. But then, you can say, Hinata was really sad as his father had sold her off. She could not even believe it. But there was nothing much to believe actually, as she knew that he will definitely do that. As she started to walk towards the area in which you can say the throne was situated, as she looked upward to see towards the emperor, as she started to move, as her eyes widened, as she looked towards the emperor, his blonde hair and blue eyes, and especially those whisker marks, she could not ever, you can say, mistaken them. That was her beloved Naruto-kun. As she was about to say something, but then Naruto put a finger to his, you can say, lips, signifying that she should stay silent for the moment, as she simply smiled at that. Unknowingly, her own father, her clan, has sold her into the very love she always was trying her best to find in the world. As she smiled at that, as Naruto smiled back at her, and she simply went off. After that, Naruto looked towards them and said, "Alright, let us start the proceeding. If you have nothing to offer to my empire." As they simply nodded at that, as then he simply, you can say, signaled them to stand up in front of him, as all of them stand up, and then started to look towards the emperor, as the sun started to move behind him, as the time was passing, as their eyes widened at the moment, as Kakashi was the first one to realize, as first one to knew Konoha was doomed, as standing, you can say, sitting on the throne of the biggest empire in the whole world, empire of the west, which is 10 times all the element nations combined, as even their smallest village is bigger than Konoha, as which was a great blow to the pride of Konoha. But still, as Kakashi uttered a single word, Naruto, as all the, you can say, rookie, along with, you can say, the nobles of the Daniel, as well as all the, you can say, Jonin senses eyes widened, as Sasuke was gritting his teeth in pure utter anger. He cannot believe it. No, he will not believe it. The taupe was nothing but a loser, nothing more than that. He cannot be the emperor. Was it a genjutsu? No. As he gritted his teeth in pure anger, and Sakura, after seeing that how Sasuke was glaring at the emperor, also started to glare at the emperor, after realizing that this was the same Dobby, nothing more than that, as Hayashi was in utter shock. This was the demon they banished from Konoha, and were thinking that how the demon must have died in the outside world was sitting on the throne of the empire. No, he cannot believe it. Along with Neji, he was wondering how this could be. Naruto's destiny was nothing more than a failure, and nothing more than that. Was his destiny to be the emperor, or was it is his choice? No, he cannot even understand what is even going on here. As Asuma, Kuronai, both of them finally realized that standing on, you can say, the emperor was Naruto, the banished demon of their village, and they knew at that point they're screwed. As all the people were simply looking towards Naruto in utter awe, as the shock was in their heads. Same with the nobles of, you can say, the fire Daniel, who knew about the so-called demon of Konoha, who was banished years ago, and now sitting on the throne of their only hope in the whole world, the only hope of the alliance which they can make anywhere, was sitting there as their biggest failure, their reject, their demon, who was nothing but a loser, was sitting on the strongest throne of the strongest empire in the whole world. As Naruto looked towards them, well, Hadake Kakashi, so you have came to my empire for my help, for my people, and for my shinobis, huh? Then do tell, what does your Konoha, along with Hinokuni, the fire country, has to offer to my empire? As he looked towards the nobles, who were the first ones, came out of their shock because they only heard about their so-called demon, nothing more than that. As then, before they can say anything, as Sakura speak up, Naruto Baka, what are you even doing here? As Naruto looked towards her, as Sakura smirked, knowing that she could always hit Naruto and there will be nothing he will actually do. I demand you to stay away from the throne and hand over it to Sasuke-kun. After all, he is the only one who deserves to be on the throne of such a strongest empire, and you are nothing more than a servant, nothing more than that. So I demand you to hand over the throne to Sasuke-kun. Already thinking that how Naruto is going to oblige just like always and she will hit him and things like that, as she was smirking inwardly as Naruto looked towards him. And why should I hand over my throne to a traitor who is nothing more than a traitor and could always be nothing more than that? After all, being a traitor runs in his blood. At this, Sasuke gritted his teeth along with Kakashi. After all, Sasuke was a surprise student. No one will insult him in his presence. As then you can say Sakura grated her teeth and said, "How dare you to mock Sasuke-kun? You are nothing but a demon." As she looked towards the area and said, as she smirked at that and said, "I bet that you did not even tell your people who you actually are. Then allow me to tell you, council of the empire, this Naruto, your so-called emperor, is nothing but a demon. He has a nine-tailed seal inside of him." As all the people were looking towards her, as she was pretty sure that after hearing that, they will simply, you can say, overthrow Naruto and then make Sasuke the emperor. After all, as Kakashi also smirked at that, along with the Jonis, who thought that Naruto must have kept it a secret and became the emperor of these people. When they show that how Naruto is nothing more than a demon, they will definitely make Konoha, especially Sasuke, the new emperor. After all, he was an Uchiha elite. So Kakashi did not for a moment believe what that guy said about the pure-blooded Uchihas or anything like that. As one of the generals speak up, "Our emperor is not the demon as you say, you little as dashword," as I don't want to speak that, but you guys already know. Whatever you want to put it there. "And you're useless of a Konoichi. I can already sense your chakra levels. They are barely above a gaining level. I'm pretty shocked that Konoha has such a weakling of a shinobi. How did you even become a jonin?" Huh. At this, one of them speak up. "I heard that her mother is in the civilian council, one of the Banshee." As they started to laugh, she must have pulled some string. Just look towards her. And I am also warning, if she is a girl to begin with, and just look towards her those chest. At this, most of the, you can say, Konoichi started to laugh as Sakura was pure red in utter anger. How dare they to insult her? After all, she was a Konoichi. She was the strongest. She was the apprentice of Tsunade. Even though she was the apprentice of Tsunade, she never bothered to learn the super strength or anything. After all, she has a Sasuke to follow and things like that. As Kakashi said, "Naruto, Sasuke is no traitor." And Naruto said, "You're traitor of a student, nothing but a traitor, and you already know. He ran to your dear pedophile of a snake for something of a power, even though I'm pretty sure that he would have raped Sasuke day in and day out." As Sasuke grated his teeth on that, as both of the council started to laugh at the expense, you can say, expense of the shinobis as well as of Konoha people, and at least nobles knew that they are royally screwed at this point. As then, you can say Sasuke was gritting his teeth in pure utter anger. How dare the dope insult him? After all, he was an Uchiha elite. And same were the thoughts of the Hyuga Neji, who was wondering the same thing. As Hiyashi speak up, already had more than enough. As he said, "I demand you to return my daughter to me. She's a Hyuga." This Naruto looked towards him. "Your daughter, you say, even though in your whole life you never treated her like a true daughter, just like a slave. And now you have branded her with the cage bird seal and also put her in here. Also try to, you can say, sail her to the empire because empire was the strongest, thinking that she will spy for you or anything like that. Just forget about it. You have already signed the documents according to which now Hinata Hyuga belongs to the empire, and do tell you that there are no slaves here." As he looked towards Neji, who gritted his teeth, knowing that there are no slaves in the empire, which means that Hinata is a free person here, while on the other hand Neji, who was a prodigy, a destiny child, was being a slave to the main branch family. As Yashi said, I will not accept this, as he made a hand sign ready as a smirk. After that, finally the little which is dead, as a smirk at that, as Naruto looked towards him, as he had a smirk on his face, as the council started to laugh at the Hiyashi Hyuga, who said, what are you even laughing at, you demon? As Naruto said, pretty easy. Did you even knew that how the cagebird seal came to be? Did you honestly thought that your so-called Hyugas of a people had enough knowledge of the seal to came up with such a seal? I will do tell that because of some ignorance people, you change the seal so that you can make the side branch a slave, but the original design of the cagebird seal came from the Uzumakis. And then a red-haired general speak up, and we are the one true owner of the cagebird seal, and therefore we have removed the seal from the Hinata Hyuga's head. At the moment she escaped from these doors, the seal was removed because in our empire we do not use such slavery or anything like that. And you call yourself the noble clan as a scoff at that, as Neji as well as Hiyashi was both of them were fuming in pure anger. Neji because Hinata was freed and he was still a slave, as he thought that Hinata's destiny was nothing more than that. But it seemed that it was Neji's destiny to be a slave as he created his state. As for Hiyashi, this was a threat to the Hyuga clan, as he cannot allow it, as but he knew that there are so many people he cannot do anything, already making plans that how he is going to tell Danzo to assassinate all the, you can say, Uzumaki members as well as the emperor. He will not allow these people to spread these seals, the counter seals to the, you can say, Hyugas all around the elemental nations. And then you can say the nobles speak up, well, Lord Emperor, first of all I would like to apologize for the shinobi, as he glared at all of them, as Sasuke glared back at him, as Noble was wondering in his mind if it was a great idea to bring Konoha shinobi with him, as he simply scoffed at Sasuke and said, but we are the true representative of the Fire Nation. These shinobis are just from Konoha, nothing more than that. And we are the one who are here for the, you can say, negotiations. And Naruto said, then put your slaves to their proper position. I will not have them disrespecting my empire, especially not me. And just to tell you, if as one of the, you can say, general speaker, we have already tolerated your slaves and servants of these shinobis calling our emperor a demon. If they were to say it one more time, I will promise you that you guys will return back in body bags, nothing more than that. At this, you can say, some of the, as he released the killing intent, as all the shinobi started to sweat at that, as Asuma Kuronai along with Kiba as well as Akamaru was already on the verge of, you can say, tears, or because of the pressure, as all the other could already feel the immense pressure, as Sasuke was reminded when he was just a Ganin and he was about to kill himself off, when you can say, as the noble speaker, well, Lord Emperor, we are here so that we can propose an alliance between Hinokuni as well as the Empire. As Naruto looked towards him, and what does the Land of Fire has to offer to my empire? Do realize that this war does not concern us to begin with, and we are not going to send our people there to your country to die for nothing. So you better have something we can use. As he simply nodded at that and said, well, Lord Emperor, we have a lot of jutsus you can use. As he looked towards him, seriously, jutsus you're talking about? Perhaps you have forgotten that we have the Uchiha clan who has thousands of jutsus thanks to their Kekkei as well as the Uzumaki clan, as he said, but we have a lot of seals. Our Seal Master Jiraiya Sama is one of the pronouns Seal Master all around the world. As Naruto laughed and said, the Seal Master of Jiraiya caliber is nothing compared to the Seal Master that of the Uzumaki clan. And the seals you guys already use in Konoha defense were given to you by the hands of Mito Uzumaki, who was an Uzumaki to begin with, along with the QB seal was given by the Uzumakis and all other seals. As a matter of fact, all the seals in Konoha belongs to, you can say, Uzumakis, and we have the Uzumaki clan here in our empire. So what other thing you have to offer to our empire? As the noble was out of words, these were the things they thought that since the empire is so far away from the elemental nations, they would not have so many, you can say, seals as well as the jutsus and they can easily pursue them, as then he had no the words what they can even offer them which they do not already have. As you can say, as Naruto said, if that is all, then our nation has nothing to gain from this so-called alliance of yours. And as a matter of fact, Konoha, as well as the Fire Country, is not known to keep their alliances. As a matter of fact, I have heard that recently all the, you can say, alliances which, you can say, the Fire Nation actually had were lost because of their traitorous nation and nature, and no nation wants to alliance made alliance, you can say, make an alliance with them. At this, the noble were already sweating, knowing that it was because of Konoha, as well as glaring at the Konoha shinobi, who as then Asuma speak up, and that is because of you. As Naruto said, well, try to put the blame on me now, huh? As Sakura said, yeah, it was because of you, Naruto Baka, as you left and you told them, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that you must have begged them to break the alliance with such a great nation, such as Konoha, and you're nothing more than that. As she was about to say demon, but Kakashi speak, you can say, stop her from that, knowing that the generals has already warned them, and it will not be pretty. They are already outnumbered. Even though Kakashi himself had a lot of pride, comparable to some Uchihas of the past, but still he knows when he's outmatched. And right now they are not in Konoha or the Fight Country, so they cannot risk them. As Naruto said, if that is all, then you can leave. You have nothing to offer us. And your shinobis has already insulted us more than enough. And I don't think that I have more, you can say, patience for people like you. So get out of my sight at this moment. At this, the noble knew that their country was actually doomed. While on the other hand, Kakashi speak up, Naruto, you damn traitor. As well as, you can say, Sakura speak up, Naruto Baka, you traitor. How dare you to turn your back on Konoha? We are the people of Konoha. We treated you in Konoha. We gave you food, we gave you shelter, and this is how you're repaying us. As this, Naruto put a hand in the air as the guards were about to bring them out. As he said, you say that how you gave me food, as a scoff at that, nothing. You gave me nothing more than that. It was only the third Hokage who actually gave me something, but that was only because he wanted power in return. I already know the little secret of your Konoha as well as the council, how they wanted me only to be weakened. As a matter of fact, they even, you can say, hijack all of my studies as well as all the training. Even after all that, I still beat your ass, Uchiha. And the Sasuke gritted his teeth on that. He still remembered the day when Naruto beat him and dragged him back to Konoha when he wanted to go to Orochimaru to gain more power. But when he came back to Konoha, all the Jonis gave him training along with Jiraiya as well as Danzo. So the Orochimaru thought, you can say, simply vanished from his mind. As Sasuke was trying his, you can say, was ready to launch at Naruto. As Naruto said, now out of my sight. You have nothing to offer us. At this, you can say, Kakashi had more than enough. His anger was already rising. This was the killer of his sensei, his father figure, as Sasuke had already enough. You damn demon! How dare you to look down upon me and Uchiha elite! As he activated his Mangekyo Sharingan, which he obtained after killing off some of his students, which council gave him so that he can be attached to them and one day kill them all off, and he did so to gain the Mangekyo. And this, you can say, as Sasuke launched himself towards the Emperor, ready to kill him off, as Kakashi said, if Sasuke were to kill the Emperor, this will prove the strength of Konoha, and then they will make Sasuke the Emperor as he released his Sharingan, molding it into the Mangekyo Sharingan. And then the next moment, as Asuma bring out his knife, ready to cut anyone, as well as Kuronai was ready to, you can say, use her Genjutsu, as Kiba was ready to use Fang over Fang, as Hiyashi, as well as Neji came into their stances, as Hyuga stances ready to kill anyone with their ultimate Taijutsu style. As they were smirking inwardly, they are going to take down the Emperor, and then they will be the one, the true rulers of the Haino, you can say, the Emperor. As Sasuke was in front of Naruto within a blink of an eye, ready to stab his Chidori, ready to kill the demon off, ready to reclaim his pride as an Uchiha elite at this. But then Naruto opened his eyes and The shining purple, you can say, gun was shining, and the next moment Sasuke was slammed into the ground with such force as the cracks started to appear, as all the Konoha shinobi were met with the, you can say, a force which was putting them into the ground. And Sasuke tried to look towards Naruto, ready to, you can say, use the Amatera's flames on him. But then his Sharingan reverted back into, you can say, black eyes, as Sasuke was trying to activate his Mangekyo, but why it was not working. And next thing, which infuriated Sasuke to no limit, as Naruto put a foot on the head of Sasuke and stomped his head into the ground. With such force as cracks started to appear. At this, all the Konoha shinobi were in utter awe, while on their hand nobles were already breathing hard. This force was not pointing towards them, but still, they can feel the power radiating as all the generals finally arrived. As Uzumaki chakra chain started to wrap all the Konoha shinobi around, as the force was released, as Sasuke looked towards Naruto. You damn dope, release me. I demand you to release me and hand over your throne to me. As an Uchiha elite, I demand you. As Naruto looked towards him, as he said, the only thing I can give you, Sasuke, is pity, nothing more than that. This infuriated Sasuke even further. How dare the Dobi insult him? How dare the Dobi to say that? How he pity him? As this was, you can say, making Sasuke even further angrier and angrier beyond any limit. At this point, as Naruto looked towards them, you dare attack the Emperor of the West. As he stood up, as he kicked Sasuke on the face, sending him flying, as chakra chains quickly wrap around all of his body, as he looked towards the nobles of the Hinokoni and said, "What is the meaning of this? You came to my empire and tried to attack me? This is the act of war," as one of the generals said, as these Hinokoni nobles started to sweat, as he said, but we did not order them to attack. We have nothing to do with them. As Naruto looked towards him, then and how and why should I even believe you? You're already on the verge of collapse, even though Konoha does not realize because of his arrogance, because of its ignorance. I do not care. You dare attack me as well as my people after coming to my own nation. This is the act of war, and we shall come to the doorsteps of Konoha as the fire country and burn it to the ground. As all the, you can say, council members stood up, started to release their aura of dominance, as the nobles started to sweat, as not to smirk at that, as one of the nobles said, but Lord Emperor, we did not order them, since they have acted against our orders to not attack you. They are the traitors to the fire country. At this, all the shinobis looked towards it. As Yashi said, "What are you saying? The head of the Hyuga, a noble." The nobles glared at them, already knowing that it is because of them they are not getting the alliance. It is because of them the fire country is in such a situation. As I said, we are the nobles and we have enough authority over, you can say, the court of the Daniel, and therefore with our authority we brand all of the shinobi to the traitor to the fire country, and therefore traitor to the Konoha as well, and therefore we have no, you can say, we are not responsible for their actions, and therefore they are not shinobi of, you can say, the fire country. As at this explanation, all the shinobis pale, as Kakashi could not believe it. He served in the war. He was the student of the fourth Hokage, next in line to one day could even become Hokage. His student was the lost Uchiha. As Sasuke said, "You cannot do this to me. I'm the lost Uchiha." As one of the generals started to laugh, lost of the impure bloodline, nothing more than that, a half blood. It is good that your kind dies with you. As Sasuke grated his teeth, ready to activate his Mangekyo so that he can burn that fool to the ground for saying that Sasuke was not an elite. He was an elite, and these Uchihas are nothing but scum in his eyes. And once he gets out of here, he will rule them and then show them his power, that how he's the only one in the whole world deserve to rule this empire as well as the world as an Uchiha elite. As Valondia Sakura was also saying the same thing. As Naruto looked towards him, "And why should we believe you?" "Alright then," as one of the generals said, "Well, Lord Emperor, we can let them go back, especially the nobles. They can return back to the, you can say, as since these shinobis had attacked you, well, you can send us a bingo book and we want money on their head. As a matter of fact, don't worry, we will execute them soon enough, but we want proof that you have branded them as traitors." As they simply nodded at that, as then one of the generals said, "Take them away to the dungeon, but before they can move, not to put a hand upward." hmm, release Hiyashi Hyuga. At this, Hiyashi was pretty surprised, but then he smirked. Finally, the Emperor has realized his superiority as well as he was a noble. As at this, he was released from the chains as the general looked towards Naruto as Naruto said, don't worry, I have a present for Hiyashi's son waiting for him in the Konoha and I do not want him to miss that. While on the other hand, you, as you look towards Neji, are staying here and shall soon face the punishment and the judgment of the Empire. You guys can leave. And soon enough, I want all of them branded as the traitors, otherwise, I will declare it as an act of war by the hand of Konoha as well as the far country, and I will announce war on your country. Now get out of my sight. And they started to run as Hiyashi was wondering what the Emperor was actually talking about. But he still did not care, even though his nephew was on the line. He was still a servant, nothing more than that, a slave. He was just a member of a branch family, and Hiyashi himself was a noble and a member of the main branch. So Neji's life was nothing, even though he was his nephew. At this, Neji was glaring daggers on Naruto as Naruto simply smirked at all of them. Take them to the dungeon. At this, Sakura started to screech that how Naruto was just a demon and nothing more than that, and how he was a traitor and things like that. As Naruto had more than enough of it, as he said, "Alright, I have more than enough of this damn." You guys already know the next word, but I'm not going to speak it. As Naruto said, "Bring me the Hellcats." As this, half of the council paled at that. As he said, are you sure about it, Lord Emperor?" As he simply nodded at that, while the other, you can say, council member was smirking. You can say, Kakashi's years of experience was telling him that how things are not going to get pretty for them from here on. As the Hellcat finally arrived, as Naruto said, "We have guests, entertain them, especially that Uchiha. I want him tortured." And how's our previous guest is doing? As most of them smirk at that, as he said, but of course, he doesn't even like to hear the word woman at this point, Lord Emperor. As Naruto smirk at that, bring them to the same dungeon, and I want Sasuke Uchiha tortured to the very bone, along with Neji Hyuga, as well as make Tenten as well as Sakura Haruno watch them and shut them into the room where you can say voice cannot escape. As they simply nodded at that, they started to bring them as Sakura was wondering what is going to happen to them. At this, they simply went off as Naruto smirked at that. Now let us cut back to you can say as after some days, they finally arrived, you can say, the nobles as well as Hiyashi Hyuga finally arrived to the, you can say, Konoha, as the Fire Daniel was sitting in the council room as they were already wondering and making plans that how they are going to use the resources of the empire for their own use and then they will copy the technology and things like that. While on the other hand, you can say, the nobles finally arrived along with Hiyashi Hyuga as this, Fire Daniel was pretty hopeful that they can get this alliance, as the plan of the Hokage was pretty simple, even though you can say Daniel was more than happy to give some of the Kekkei Genkais to the, you can say, West as well, but still, as Tsunade said that how they're not going to give any of their Kekkei Genkai and it will not be a good idea. So he simply shook it off and Tsunade as well as Council said that they will be more than happy to get, you can say, Hinata as a slave and things like that. As finally the nobles arrived, as the Fire Daniel smiled at him and said, "Alright, finally you are here. So bring me the good news." And this, you can say, the noble simply looked down and said, well, I would like to give a thorough report, Lord Daniel Daimyo, if you do not object." As he simply nodded at that, while on the other hand Tsunade as well as the elders were wondering what could actually go wrong. After all, the emperor was nothing but a kid and he being Hiyashi there as well as the other people like that, and he should be more than happy to ally himself to the strongest village in the whole world. As he said, well, Lord Emperor, first of all, when we started to travel through board, as we realized that the captain was a previous soldier of the empire as well as he was a great person. As they started to discuss, as he informed us that how the Uzumaki clan resides in west, as this silence was heard across and then shouting started to begin as Tsunade could not believe it how the Uzumaki clan could have actually survived, while on the other hand, Danzo as well as the elders started to sweat, knowing that they were the one who planned the destruction of the Uzumaki clan to begin with, as I said. But not only that, Lord Daniel, we also, you can say, got the information that there are many Uchihas also living in the west. At this, the council started to shoot even further as now the Fire Daniel was getting angrier at them as he said silence, as all of them got silence on that. As then Danzo speak up, well Lord Daniel, it seemed that West has so much property of Konoha and we demand them to return all the Uchihas as well as the Uzumaki clan to the Konoha. After all, the Uzumakis were allied to Konoha as well as the Uchihas belongs to Konoha. At this, you can say the nobles speak up. Not only that, when we interrogate, we also got the information that how these Uchihas are the one who left the clan in the era of the Madara Uchiha as well as Hashirama Senju, and he informed the information as he started to explain about the pure blood and the half blood Uchihas and things like that. As Tsunade slammed her hand into the table, breaking it. How dare he to say that the Uzumakis are the direct descendant of the Sage of Six Paths? Everyone know that the Uchihas and the Senjus are the only descendant of the Sage of Six Paths. At this point, she was angry. How dare anyone say that she was not the descendant of the Sage of Six Paths, even though she is on the side of Uzumaki Mito, but still, she never liked her grandmother to begin with. And because she was a Jinchuriki, and in secret, she always hated Mito for getting the attention of, you can say, her grandfather. She always believed that if Mito was, you can say, not married to Hashirama, then she would have also inherited the Moketon, and it was because of Mito, her father and her family does not have the Moketon. She always blames it on Mito and always hated her with, you can say, all of her heart. While on the other hand, Daimyo simply shook his head. Alright, inform me even further, even though he knew that things are going to get uglier. As he sighed and said, well, after that we went into the empire and we saw that how advanced the technology is. And I presume that it is because of their alliance with the land of snow, also known as the Supreme Country. At this, Daniel glare at Tsunade because it is because of them they have lost the alliance with the Snow Country. As I said, continue. As I said, well, we started to, you can say, go around the area and then we met with the generals and one of them was an Uchiha. He also explained about the Mangekyo Sharingan that they do not need to kill anyone to gain such power and they can easily obtain it through training or any other method. While on the other hand, Danzo was already making plans that how he's going to get some of the pure blood Uchihas if they are actually true and then train them into the root, and then he will have the unlimited supply of the pure Mangekyo Sharingans. As he said, Lord Daniel, now is the most important information. As he looked towards him, as all the council was now looking towards him, we got the identity of the emperor. At this, all the council was really surprised as he said, alright, inform us who's the emperor actually is. At this, you can say the other nobles speak up. The emperor name is Namakaze Uzumaki Naruto. As this whole council was silenced, as if you can say drop a pin, everyone could hear it. As then the shout could be heard. What? As this Tsunade stood up, breaking the table in front of her into, you can say, pieces. As she said, that demon brat is the emperor. I refuse to believe it. He was nothing but a failure and could never be more than a loser. At this, all the council was shooting at demons and they are they're going to kill him off. As then, you can say, the Daniel looked towards him. And the alliance? As he said, well, Lord Daniel, when Naruto Uzumaki asked us and we met him, how the Konoha shinobi started to insult him and the whole court as well as all the, you can say, general and the council was pretty angry at that. That how Sasuke Uchiha, Kakashi Hatake as well as all of them started to insult him as they were not happy whatsoever about it. As then our case got even worse when Sakura Haruno started to call him a demon and demanded him to hand over the throne to us, to Sasuke, her Sasuke-kun, as Daniel at this moment was ready to blow himself up as he was simply shaking his head, wondering how much of Konoha Shinobi are actually a fool to begin with, as his patience was running thin at this point, as he said, and what as he said, not only that, When he asks us what can we actually offer him, we said the same thing which Hokage said about some seals, low level seals, as well as some chutsus from D rank to A rank or B rank. But then he told us that how he has thousands of chutsus thanks to the Uchihas remaining there for years, as well as he has so many seals thanks to the Uzumaki clan residing there. So he do not need anything from them. As then one of the, you can say, elders said, then what about Hinata? As he said, well, he or she already sold him, saying that how it is beside the deal, and he already got a lot of, you can say, gold from him. At this, they were pretty angry, and not only that, he also removed the seal from her forehead, as all the council was pretty angry at that, which means that they have unbranded Hyuga member there. They already had the Uzumaki, the Uchiha clan there, and now, and Hyuga as well, they will not accept it. At Danzo was pretty angry at the whole situation. That demon should be a weapon for him, for Konoha, and should not be the emperor. And then a thought came to his mind as he said, well, Lord Daniel, since Naruto Uzumaki was a part of Konoha, which means and the founder of the empire, which means that indirectly Konoha is the founder of the empire, and as the head of the empire, we demand him to be removed from the throne, and Sasuke Uchiha will be placed at there as Daniel stood up as he kicked the, you can say, table in front of him. You utter fools! At this, all the Konoha shinobi got silence at that, as well as council. They could not understand what did they say to anger the Daniel this much. They always get what they actually wanted. So why is this even difference to begin with? As he said, you could not understand. You utter fool, Danzo. Do you even know the meaning of word banishment? You banished him, you utter fool. And which means that he's no longer part of Konoha, or he's a part of Far Country. As then Danzo speak up, but he's our weapon. As he said, then you should have thought it before banishing him. And according to the laws, he's no longer part of anything residing in Far Country. And now we have lost the alliance because of you. We have lost everything because of you, utter fools. As he looked towards them, as the noble said, not only that, Lord Daniel, as Fire Daniel was thinking that it is good that they have not, you can say, they have not announced his war on them at this point. As I said, not only that, when he refuses for the alliance, Kakashi Hatake as well as all the shinobis try to attack him and kill him. At this, the Fire Daniel was now on his chair, slumping down, wondering if his nation is actually going to survive this damn war, all because of stupidity of Konoha as well as the arrogance. As he said, uh, don't say that he announces war on us. As he said, well, he was about to announce it, but then one of the commander of one of his generals said, if as we had to do something within our power to stop it. So, as the, you can say, the part of the council of the court of Daniel, we announces all the shinobis which arrive with us as the traitors to Konoha as well as the fire country, since they disobeyed the direct order from you to not to attack the fire, as not to attack the emperor using our power. We have branded them as traitors, and that is the only thing which calmed down all the, you can say, the court as well as the council of the emperor. As the Tsurada stood up, you cannot do that, you have no authority. They have Sasuke Uchiha, Kakashi Hatake, Asuma, Sarutobi, Kurenai, they are best shinobi as well as the heirs to the many clans. As the noble glared at Tsunade, it is only because of the stupidity of those people. Sasuke Uchiha was saying as well as demanding the emperor to hand over his throne, as well as your dearest student was saying the same thing. Do you even realize? As Tsunade said, so what did they even say wrong? After all, Naruto does not deserve that power. It should be in the hands of Konoha, and my student had more than enough power to demand anything. At this, Fire Daniel simply looked towards her, already knowing that, looking towards the cause of soon to be, you can say, the destruction of his country. As he simply shook his head, wondering where did he even go wrong of taking care of his country. He should have, you can say, put the Konoha in his place long ago, but it seemed that just like a child crying over things, Konoha is crying over things that they are not getting or they cannot get to begin with. At this, he simply looked towards him, and then we have to leave them there. And he said that if we do not send a copy to all other elemental nation as well as to him, as putting all the shinobis as the traitors. Then he will announce war on us as Fire Daniel sighed and said, alright, as a Fire Daniel, since Konoha Shinobi who were sent with you has disobeyed my direct order, they have been branded as traitors to the Fire Country as well as Konoha. As Tsunade said, but you cannot do that. As he said, I have already did, Tsunade. As he looked directly into the eyes of Tsunade, as the council also was pretty angry, Shikaku Nara and all that. As then Hiyashi Hyuga simply you can say ran into the you can say the council room as he said, Lady Tsunade, we have to do something. As Tsunade looked towards him, Hiyashi, but if as he looked towards the noble, as he said, well, he sent Hiyashi here, saying that he has some prize here. At this, you can say Hiyashi said, Lady Tsunade, all the seals in the heads of the servants, of the slaves, of the Hyuga has simply disappear. As the Tsunade's eyes widened, as he said, what do you mean by that? As he said, all the data of the seal has been burnt in the Hyuga clan member library, as well as all the branch member seals has simply cageword seals has simply vanished from their forehead. As Tsunade pale at that, as well as the council, as Hiyashi could not understand his rule will be destroyed because of it. As he gritted his teeth, as Tsunade said, damn you, Naruto. As Danzo said, it is an act of war. As the noble said, well, Lord Daniel, he gave us this scroll to give it to you. As he simply picked the scroll, wondering what the emperor actually want. As he opened it, as he said, well, actually, it is not an act of war, Tsunade. As Tsunade said, what do you mean by that? He has removed the seal as well as stolen the data from Konoha. As he said, not actually. According to this agreement between the Hyugas as well as the Uzumaki clan, this agreement was formed because they wanted a seal so that it can lock away their Kekkei Genkai, known as the Byakugan, sealed away when they actually die. But according to the agreement, they cannot use or change the seal since the Hyugas have changed the seal, which means that now they have distracted all the you can say the agreement, and according to which Uzumakis are the true owner of the seal. And this agreement as well as this letter from the emperor is saying that since they have disobeyed their agreement, they are taking back what actually belongs to them, the seal, and the knowledge how to apply the seal has been returned back to the Uzumakis. At this, Hiyashi Hyuga pale at that, knowing that he will no longer be able to, you can say, rule the Hyuga, you can say. Well, guys, sorry about it. As today, you can say there is a bit of cold here. As right now, I'm feeling pretty cold as well as a bit of headache. So I'm not doing a bit of you can say a good job at regarding. But yeah, guys, here I will end this part. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, guys, please like and subscribe. As hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, guys. For the next part, the like goal is going to be 250 likes and 180 comments. Do that and I shall upload the next part as quick as possible. And yeah, guys, I have put the link of the, you can say, my second channel, AI Legends, within the description below. You can say, watch the video. It will definitely, you guys will definitely like it. If you guys like the, you can say, it is the series. If you like the console bashing as well as things like that, then that series is for you. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, peace.